see you, everybody. Good morning or good evening to anyone who's watching us online. This is the day 2 of Solana Crossroads, and I'm very excited to moderate our first panel today. It's going to be a fire panel. We're going to take a sneak peek into what it's like working in Solana ecosystem, how to get there, and I hope it's going to be useful for folks from different industries. So we have a very diverse but strong leaders here. Guys, let's maybe do a quick intro for our dear guests.
Me first?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, my name is Jake Hillhouse, also known as Soul Jakey in the crypto world, and I'm a content creator from Toronto, Canada.
I'm Cryptic. I guess I sit in the wrong place because that's my little PFP. I'm working with Jupiter right now, and previously been working with Marinade and Saber. And yeah, you'll probably see me around in the ecosystem.
Hey, it's Ezgi from Super Team Turkey. You might know me from our events and bootcamps, hackathons. I'm co-leading Super Team Turkey.
My name is Seb Montgomery, and sorry I've lost my voice yesterday. So I work on content and just basically explaining things in a simple way on YouTube. And I also work with the Dupe Uplink working group, pushing out their videos as well.
Okay, good. Seb, a couple of months ago, you were assigned as the Jupiter working group leader, but you had like a full journey before that. Do you want to share about it a little bit?
Sure. It all started with me having some soul, and I wanted to stake it somewhere. I was not a fan of locking it up, so I found the Marinade from, I think it was the Serum Hackathon winners. So I joined the community, and I saw an opportunity while I was in the community to help out with user support, which I have experience from in the Web2 world. So I reached out to the team, Michael specifically. I think he's here somewhere. And I asked them if I could help. And I got the opportunity to do so. And that later on, a couple of months later, turned into me becoming the community lead of Marinade. And then like more than a year later, I ventured on my own thing with creating a fun little hobby project called Pool Party. And then I took upon myself the mission to revive the notorious Saber protocol. So I did so as well. I created a DAO proposal to the DAO. Hey, make me sort of the interim DAO leader here to shape things up. And about 6 months later, I would deem that as a success. Like my necromancy spells kind of worked out fine. Now Saber DAO is revived, the community is flourishing, and the protocol is working well. But worth noting, that would not have been possible without the collective effort of what became the Saber community as well. So sure, I took the initiative, but it was because of all the other cool people that came from all swaths of Solana to help out with this mission. Then later on, that gave me the opportunity to work with Jupiter, where I'm currently working with the core working group. So my journey has been through communities to communities to communities, sort of.
I see, yeah. That's a pretty long journey. Compared to your other working places, how working in DAO is different to other job opportunities? Is it like easier, harder? Is it just completely different?
I think one of the things that is vastly different is working in a really transparent environment where you kind of on a daily basis are accountable to the community or to the users or to the DAO. That's a big difference. But on the other hand, the feedback loop is way better. You get like instant feedback on anything you do. So I think that's really, really cool as well.
I got a message that a lot of our audience taking pictures. So would you mind guys switching to the places that are correct logos so you don't get...
We'll work Seb Montgomery for a while.
Fantastic. Thank you. The complexity of your journey reminds me a little bit of how wide the super team is working on the ground. Ezgi, do you mind sharing how you end up leading the Solana growth initiative in Turkey and why?
And personally, I'm a part of Patika Dev team. It's a edtech startup in Turkey. They're providing some learning bootcamps to tech companies, and the tech companies hiring people from these bootcamps. That was the beginning of the story. And we did great, and we built a great community. There are more than 200,000 people enrolled our programs. And then the community demanded Web3 programs. That's how it becomes. And then we launched Solana Bootcamp, more than 3,000 people enrolled it, and our Super Team Turkey story began with it. And I took the leading part, and now as a super team, what Super Team is? Super Team is a community of very talented persons who are learning, earning, and building in crypto. And we can say it's a 0 to 100 journey. On the learning side, we have some boot camps, upskilling programs. There are too many other folks who are learning something. On the earning side, we have some earning opportunities like bounties and grants. Who are learning these things, they already earned some bounties, and they have already earned their first money via jobs, first money via some other grants. It's a great thing. It's a good start to for a career starting. And on the building part is the most important one. It's for newcomers and at the same time experienced people, because the building part is an incubation program. That's why we are doing too many events and we are providing limitless support to these projects to launch and grow them globally. That's the thing.
That's a lot of things to do. What would be one main value that you think Super Team is providing to the local community here in Turkey?
In the Turkey part, we can say Super Team Turkey contributes to visibility and growth of Web3 community in Turkey. That's the main part, and it's serving a lot because I can say Web3, we have more than, we have some talented teams who already raised or won hackathons. And the global community knows these names better now. And already 76 projects submitted last hackathon from Turkey. It was on the top 10. That means that's a visibility. If you are building something and collaborating with other countries, it's a thing for Turkey because there are too many talented persons in here. There's a great potential. At the same time, these people are also Web3 native, and mixing them is a good opportunity for Turkey.
For sure. Yeah, visibility is super important. And actually, another way to achieve visibility is through content creation. And we have not just one, but actually two content creators here. Jakey, you drove here on the car. Was the road here as smooth as your crypto journey?
It was interesting. It was cool to kind of see Europe for the first time and experience it through a car and driving from Serbia to here. I'll say the border from Bulgaria to Turkey, that part wasn't fun, to be honest. That part was a little scary, but no, the rest of it was really cool. I ate a lot of good food, and yeah, it was relatively smooth.
Okay, great. You're very great at explaining complex situations and complex theories in an easy and a fun way. Was it always what you wanted to do, or you sort of ended up doing that on a way, and how did you find what you enjoy doing that?
No, I think when we started creating a lot of our video content in Web3, it was more on the entertainment side. And I felt like a piece had kind of been missing in a lot of our content, and that was the information side and it being informative. And I think me early on, like growing up, I was a very hands-on and like visual learner. And so a lot of the time I'm watching like YouTube tutorials, and that's how I'd get a lot of my information. And so I wanted to find a way to take what we were already kind of doing, these skits and these crazy videos, but then also make them informative for people that learn the same way that I do. And that's kind of how we came up with the format. where it's like a skit within a commercial. So like a great example is the Jupiter one. It was like a real life experience that I would assume a large majority of people have maybe encountered, and we were able to put it in a way that broke down how Jupiter works and how to buy meme coins. So it wasn't something that I always wanted to do. It wasn't like the original plan. It just ended up going that way, and I've had a lot of fun making those videos.
So you're enjoying it right now?
I'm loving it.
Seb, is it something that looks like your journey as well, or was it completely the opposite?
So for me, there was no car, no Bulgarian border scariness. I just flew here. But so in 2021, I was pretty early to Solana, and I was using the Solana wallet, which most of you, I hope, have never used. It was great at the time for what it was, but it was very hard. And then Phantom came out with their wallet, which I'm sure many have used. And I actually, they were like, they didn't have many users, they needed someone for support. And so I just took on their support role, and just in Discord, just answering every question while doing all my other things. And from there, the growth just went crazy, like 30,000 users to 1 million pretty quickly. And people kept on asking, how do I do this, how do I do this? And you just couldn't explain it very easily just in text. So I started making some short videos, this is how you do this is how you do this. Put it on my YouTube, which they weren't good or anything, but they were better than nothing. And then people continued to ask questions, and then they started to DM. I eventually left Phantom, and I'd still get DM'd, I still get DM'd. I just found it was easier to provide more value just by having just simple explainer things, so that when people DM'd, sent me a message, I could just go, watch this video, watch this video. And then I just went a little bit obsessive, kind of jumped to the Mr. Beast mindset of just 1% better every day, just to try to dominate just the space and getting really, really good at it, which I'm not really good at it, but I'm way better than what I started. And the goal is just to explain things simply. So at present, it's in English. You know, I'd love in the future when so many people can understand things so they can stay safe, make some gains, understand it all, and at the end of the day, like learn Web3 properly. So that's basically.
Do you think every project understands how much they need the content for their growth, or is it something that comes as a realization later?
No, they don't understand at all. So quite often I would do like a meeting with a team, just a random team, and say, hey, can I have all the sticking points? I'll make a video. And this will be like a full day's effort. And I learn very fast. I normally know the dApps beforehand. And quite often, like they wouldn't retweet or anything, or even say, hey, that was really good. Initially, now people are starting to realize, oh, okay, so it doesn't take 2 hours to make these sort of things. The other thing is, though, you know, Twitter's great, but it's not evergreen. You can't always search it. It's just text. If someone's foreign, they could put on auto-translate subtitles on YouTube. Normally, you can't do that as easy with just Twitter just explaining you. So now I think projects are starting to realize, as an example, Jupiter, they've got the Uplink working group. They've obviously got the core working group, which Cryptic's a part of. But Uplink is all about just trying to get the information out there, take little clips, and just build. It's doing well, and like I'm part of that team, and I have literally every day I think about content. No days off. I'm sure it's exactly the same as Jakey. Mind just goes to how can I make it better? How can I make more people understand it? Yeah.
Interesting. Probably I'm going to put you on the spot here, but what's the most favorite part of your job? Like, what do you enjoy most doing in this content creation?
I guess it's nice to get feedback or to see like video spike. You know, every now and then there's a video that gets like 40,000 or 50,000 views, and that's like really rewarding. But it's also really good because my goal is to try and stop people from going into pitfalls as well as educate them. It's really nice to have someone say, like leave a comment or just send me a message and say, I was about to click on a scam link and then I remembered your video and I used whatever. So just protecting people, I think, that's probably the most rewarding thing. Yeah.
Would you agree, Jake? Is it the same for you?
Yeah, relatively. I think like for me as well, the process of like creating content is my favorite part. It's something that like I've always loved. Like even before Web3, I was making skateboarding videos, and then we started doing like the jackass style like stunts, and I always enjoyed like the process of creating that, watching, you know, Colton, whoever was editing it, put it together. It's like you have this vision in your mind, and then you're able to put it into something tangible, which is like the video. And then of course, like then you get to see the public's perception of it. And you get to see the feedback, and then you can either, you know, take the negative feedback and implement new strategies into it to make it better. Yeah, both those parts are my favorite, but the process is my favorite.
Seb, you do quite a bit of community management as well within your work. Is it as rewarding on a daily basis? What's your favorite part of the job?
I think it's the collaboration, to be able to sort of, like I touched upon previously, working in a transparent manner. And to me, that means collaborating a lot with people as well. You get like these instant feedback loops as well, but you also learn a lot of yourself, and also learn like how to facilitate better processes for a large group of people. So sort of like working collectively, I think that's really exciting and fun, and sort of lift up the community or community members who takes initiatives to like help the sort of joint effort here.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's similar to Super Team, Ezgi? Is it as rewarding coming to the job every day and working with the community, or you see results of your job in the longer periods of time?
I think it's rewarding every day, and at the same time it has long-time effects, because a project submitted a hackathon, we see that maybe 1 year later they are success. At the same time, after our education programs, some people get some jobs. It's another on-time thing.
Sure.
It has two parts.
We have about 7 minutes left, so let's maybe take a minute and share with our dear guests any tips and tricks on how to get into something similar with where you guys are working on. Let's start maybe with Seb. How do you think is the best way to get into the DAO? It's a very unique way.
I think it's pretty straightforward, actually. Like, it's first start off with participating in the community as a, let's say, like an active member, and then turn that activity into something constructive. Like, my modus operandi has always been like trying to figure out how I can help, like how I can help the community or help the team or the project. So having that as like sort of like the pillar of it. You'll be surprised to see like how, if you have this approach, you'll be surprised to see how receptive different teams are out there to community members who are both active and constructive. Because like everybody can have an opinion on how things are or how things look, but very few people actually take action and initiative to help out. So I think that's the best way. That's what I've been doing throughout my whole journey, like I touched upon previously. So I think that's the best way.
Fantastic. Yeah, take notes, guys. Ezgi, what if someone is a builder? Like, what's the best way to start working in an ecosystem?
I think two things is very important in crypto world. It's one of them is reputation, and the other one is network. So that join a community and keep building. This is the secret of success, secret source of success. And I'm saying this, and there's another unknown thing about hackathons. If you're a builder, hackathon is a place where you can show your potential at the same time gaining reputation. Please participate in. If you're a newcomer, it's a showcase of your potential. If you're an experienced team, it's an opportunity to telling your world to world. It's a global thing, and you're gaining recognition globally. That's so important, I think.
But also for Super Team Earn, not only builders can participate, right? There are many opportunities for...
Of course. We have Earn platform, they can participate in, and also we have some events at the same time, some education programs. You can participate in all.
Fantastic. What if someone wants to be a content creator? JK or Seb, do you have any advice for them?
You go first.
Okay. Yeah, I think my best piece would be to create what you want to create. And that sounds pretty like obvious, but there's a niche, or there's an audience for every niche on the internet. And so the main thing is when you're creating your content, depending on whatever hobby it might be, you have to really like doing that thing in order to like create a piece of content on it. You have to love what you do, right? And so I think creating what you want to create when you're first starting out is super important. And it helps build like an honest audience and community right off the bat. And then you can start branching out, finding different lanes, but yeah, create what you want to create.
Cool.
Okay, Seb, do you have something to add?
Yeah, definitely. I guess, you know, a lot of people would like to actually work in this space, so eventually it's going to have to lead to something that's paying you, right? I would say the first step is actually to brand yourself in a way that you're recognizable on Discord, Twitter, Telegram. It's the same brand, it's the same profile picture, it's the same name or something, just so people can find you when you actually start to get some traction. And then maybe find a couple of dApps or projects that you really love and just get very familiar with them, make lots of things in Discord, like answer lots of questions, really add a huge amount of value so that the team notices you. And then there will quite often be, especially as we enter into this, further into the cycle, there'll be a lot of opportunities to make memes or little content creation things, and then just go and get started and just try and level up every day. The more you obsess while still getting good sleep and having a good life, the better you will get and people will notice. And basically my thesis is, I mean, Jake is right, you know, there's always a niche. He's got the entertainment factor down pat, and I provide, in my niche, I couldn't do what Jakey does, I'm not good at skateboarding, but just providing value in terms of like explaining something simple. And I think that is still, there could be 1,000 content creators tomorrow on that subject, and it would still not be enough people.
What if someone is not as good as they want to be at the beginning?
Oh, I mean, I still say and and my videos are heavily edited. Like there's no limit on how good you are, but I guess, like on how good you can get to. But I guess to start off with, like you can do one video and then watch a video on how to get better. And if you do it like that, that's what I would do if I could go back in time. Just learn from people that are better and just have them as your mentors. Even if you can never meet these people, there are people that are so good at it and they have a free course or a free video. I would just start with literally a good microphone, put a pillow in front of it to reduce the reverb, the echo, and just start recording.
Fantastic. That was a pretty insightful panel. Thank you so much for participating in, and I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the fantastic programming today.
Thank you.